this season of Love During Lockup, we have Bradley and Savannah, and I've taken a look into Savannah's criminal history, and now I want to look at Bradley's criminal history. We've covered one of his charges that led him to prison, but he actually has a lot of past offenses. Before I get to that, just a few current real-time updates. Him and Savannah are living together. They just celebrated Christmas together. He's currently working at a landscaping job, and he recently got right underneath his eye pierced. I think that's called like a dermal piercing, but if I'm wrong, I apologize. So now let's take a look into Bradley's background. I was curious if he's been married before. I could not find no past marriages. Back in April of 2022, he was arrested for ordinance obstructing justice and preventing law enforcement from arrest. He had a reckless driving charge, endangering the life or limb of another person. And this is from the same day. Then he had a charge for driving while his license was revoked. So it sounds like he doesn't even have a driver's license. Then he was arrested in April of 2019 for being a convicted felon in possession of a firearm and trying to transport a firearm. And I covered this in my original video of Bradley. And then he had a charge for being a convicted felon in possession of a firearm. In June of 2022, he had a failure to stop for the police and attempting to escape. Then he had a family offense contributing to the delinquency. Okay, this is what, look at this one right here. Family offense contributing to the delinquency, abuse of a child. It's not giving me an update on this case. Sometimes they'll show like if there's deposed or if it's still open or if it's been dismissed or closed. It's not showing anything here. So I'm very curious about that. But I kind of feel like they wouldn't bring him on the show if he has been convicted of something like that. I don't know though. Then he had a reckless driving charge. Okay, right here. June of 2022, gross reckless care of a child. And then he had what we just covered, family offense contributing to the delinquency or abuse of a child. I wonder what happened there. Then he had a kidnapping, abduction by force without justification. Then he had a assault charge. Okay, so this kidnapping charge was the same day that he had this charge with that child, those child endangerment charges. This kidnapping charge is from the same day that he had this reckless care of a child charge. That's crazy. I really wish there was an update on this case. I'm going to have to do some more digging. Then he had a simple assault against a family member in July of 2020. A failure to appear in August of 2020. And he was arrested 3 months later in November. They put a warrant out for his arrest after he didn't appear. Then he had another failure to appear. Then he has a simple assault charge. I need to figure out a better way to say it because YouTube doesn't like that word, and that was from September of 2020. I'm not sure what this is. Pass not RPT unattended property. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe he left some property unattended. I'm not sure. I have to look more into that. But that's a misdemeanor. And that's from February 2021. Then in February 2016, he got a charge for having abusive language to another. Then he had another assault charge back in 2016. So this man likes to throw hands and fight. Then he had a trespassing charge after being forbidden from somewhere back in February 2016. Then he had a bond revocation back in March of 2021, which I'm assuming that either he did not show up for court Or maybe he was out just doing drugs and not following the guidelines of his bond, so they decided to come pick him up. Like, when I picture stuff in my head, I just like picture like somebody like Dog the Bounty Hunter coming out and just going on the hunt for him, but it probably wasn't that hardcore. But it does show that this case was dismissed. But it does show that this case was dismissed. He had trespassing on a school or church property at night back in April of 2022. Reckless driving in a parking lot, fleeing from law enforcement. This is all in the same day. So it sounds like he was showing up to a church or school in the middle of the night. I don't know what the heck he was trying to do. And the cops thought he looked suspicious, tried to pull him over, and he ended up fleeing from them. And in the process, he was driving reckless. And he got hit with multiple charges. And not only that, but he had a suspended license. And then a year before this, he had a court date and he didn't appear, driving under a revoked suspended license, speeding 25 miles over the speed limit. Okay, Savannah had some speeding tickets like this too that were like 25 miles over the speed limit. Then he had eluding or disregarding the police, which was a felony. And this is from June of 2022. Then he had another driving revoke charge. So this man likes to fight. This man does not like to listen to the police. He likes to flee law enforcement. And he likes to drive when he's not supposed to. And then he had an assault and battery charge from September of 2020. He had a possession of marijuana charge from December 2018. The driving while revoked back in October 2020. He just has some basic charges. They're really not worth noting, but in case you guys are curious, just he didn't have the right tread on his tires. He had defective equipment on his car. He failed to carry or exhibit his insurance card or his registration. Then in 2017, he got busted for trying to distribute or sell marijuana. Then that same day, he got busted for being in possession of a controlled substance. Then he got busted speeding almost 20 miles over the speed limit once again. Then he got busted speeding 35 miles, or no, what is this? 25 miles over the speed limit. Okay, and this is within the same week. Oh my goodness. You got pulled over for speeding almost 20 miles over the speed limit, and then literally 5 days later, you get busted going 25 miles over the speed limit. No wonder his license is revoked. Jesus. No wonder his license is revoked. Jesus. Expired registration, driving with license revoked, driving without headlights, displaying altered title or plates. Okay. I think we got a lot of this. A lot of these are the same one just being listed. You got to really pay attention to like the case number to make sure that you're not accidentally like reading one charge as multiple. Here's Bradley's career history according to this background check. It says that he was a property analyst from 2013 to 2018. He did marketing and training, and he was an insurance agent, and he worked at Time Warner Cable. And he's currently working, like I said, as a landscaper. Okay, so it does not show any information on for any foreclosures, bankruptcies, or liens, but it does show there was a judgment made against him back in 2021, and the judgment was for $674. So he had to pay $886 in total. It does not show any updates, like if he's actually paid the money or not, but I'm not finding any more information beyond that. I couldn't find any past marriages. So it looks like Bradley has not been married before, at least that I could find. But that is pretty much it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about everything in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.